Plastic bag charge on all business premises by year 2022. Purka B40 scheme to benefit 1.2 million people. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. The 20 cents a plastic bag charge, which currently applies to most permanent business premises, will be extended to all types of business premises starting 2022. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said the move is amongst the key initiatives under the roadmap towards zero single-use plastics 2018-2030, which includes a no straw by default practice that encourages users to drink directly from a cup or a glass.
Pengenaan charge ke atas beg plastik dan no straw by default adalah inisiatif kerajaan dalam mencegah pengguna dan dari menggunakan plastik sekali guna dan sekaligus dapat mendorong pengguna untuk membuat keputusan yang lebih mesra alam dengan membawa beg yang boleh diguna semula semasa membeli belah dan amalan minum tanpa menggunakan penyedut minuman.
When launching the Love for Environment campaign organised by Eco Biopacks Jem Berhad and non-governmental organisation Pawana in Subang Jaya today, the Deputy Premier also commended the effort taken by the Pulau Pinang government in using the revenue from the plastic bags for the conservation of the environment, saying that such an effort should be emulated by other states. The government had introduced No Plastic Bag Day campaign on every Saturday since the 1st of January in 2011. Several states such as Selangor, Pulau Pinang, Melaka, Perlis, Perak, Terengganu, Kelantan and Sarawak had also followed suit. In the Federal Territories, retailers were only allowed to provide biodegradable and compostable plastic bags, and beginning March this year, retailers had also begun charging their customers 20 cents for every piece of that kind of plastic bag. From the 1st of January next year, plastic straws will also be banned in all the Federal Territories of Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya and Labuan. On a separate matter, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah said there was no problem for the Pakatan Harapan Presidential Council to meet and discuss the issue of the transition plan between PKR President Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim and Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad.
Boleh juga kita jumpa, tapi kita dah macam seperti mana Tan Sri katalah, dia dah tanda tangani. Ya?
Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia or PPBM President Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin earlier said the transition was something unavoidable. The Home Minister said he was amongst the 4 leaders who signed the agreement on the power transition. The others were Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah, who was the PKR President at the time, Amanah President Muhammad Sabu and DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng. Now, the Health Ministry expects almost 1.2 million people to be benefiting from the Healthcare Protection Scheme for Low-Income B40 Group or Purka B40 next year. The target was made after the age limit for the recipient was reduced from 50 to 40 years old. Health Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said to date 130,000 people above 50 years old have undergone Purka B40 screening. The program aimed to detect non-contagious diseases, which are the main causes of premature death in Malaysia.
Telah menurunkan, saya mendapat keputusan dari Kabinet untuk menurunkan umur 40. Asal 50 kita telah turun 40 untuk kita saring bigger catchment ya, cakupan yang lebih besar dan mungkin insyaAllah tahun depan kita akan fokus kepada hampir 1.2 juta bawah 40, maknanya an additional of 1.27, tambahan 1.2 juta ya orang yang mesti kita saring.
Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli was speaking after launching the Kampungku Sihat program in Pontian, Johor. He also explained the health screening is not mandatory for all Malaysians, as some people from the B40 group might not have the accessibility and financial capacity to do the screening. As such, they are advised to take advantage of the Purka B40 program. Meanwhile, Dato' Sri Dr. Zulkifli said the Health Ministry will have detailed plans to develop and improve the hospitals and clinics in the country after receiving 30.6 billion ringgit in the 2020 budget. This includes upgrading the Pontian Hospital in Johor. Dato' Sri Dr. Zulkifli said from the allocation, only one new hospital will be built, which is in Kampar, Perak. The remaining allocation will be used for improving and upgrading hospitals and clinics in terms of its facilities and capacities.
Ya, so specifically atas soalan-soalan yang spesifik itu akan dapat hanya kita berikan jawapan setelah kita merancang seluruhnya pemberian 30.6 bilion peruntukan kepada KKM.
In another development, the Health Ministry will provide an official statement soon regarding an allegation of the dismissal of graduates of 7 dental schools in Taiwan from the second schedule of Dental Act 2018 without warning. Dato' Sri Dr. Zulkifli said the issue will be discussed with senior officials in the ministry. Perbadanan Kampung Baru will meet with all Kampung Baru landowners soon who have not accepted the government's offer to acquire their land. Federal Territories Minister Khalid Abdul Samad said this is to address allegations on social media that landowners would lose their rights to their land, which he said were not true.
Mereka masih merupakan pemilik. Lalu mereka boleh ambil bahagian dalam soal perbincangan apa nak buat, macam mana nak bangunkan dan sebagainya, dan untuk nak jamin kepentingan pemilik dan juga waris di Kampung Baru itu sendiri. Ya. So semua hujah-hujah yang dalam social media yang kata pemilik akan hilang hak lah, inilah, itulah, semua tak betul.
Speaking to reporters after launching the grand final of Federal Territories Ministry Sports Carnival at the Mokhtar Dahari Futsal Complex in Precinct 18, Putrajaya, Khalid said Kampung Baru landowners were offered 850 ringgit per square feet for their land and an additional 150 ringgit per square feet in the form of shares as the government's final and best offer to acquire Kampung Baru land. He said landowners who opt to buy real estate in the new development project would also get a 15% discount. He added that the shares, which will be in a special purpose vehicle of the development project, also means landowners will continue to have ownership rights over the developed land and will get returns from the development. Pakatan Harapan, or PH, will ensure they will be ready to work and move to ensure a victory for the coalition in the Tanjung Piai by-election. PH Tanjung Piai by-election director Dato' Dr. Shahruddin Jamal said that was the main thing discussed in the PH Tanjung Piai by-election committee meeting with its chairman, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, last night.
Tujuan pertemuan itulah untuk memastikan bahawa jentera Pakatan Harapan telah bersiap sedia 100% untuk bekerja, untuk bergerak, memastikan kemenangan Pakatan Harapan di Tanjung.
He also said the meeting was attended by PH leaders including Johor Bersatu Chairman Mazlan Bujang and Hitam Bersatu Chairman Dato' Osman Sapian. Dato' Dr. Shahruddin, who is also Johor Menteri Besar, was speaking after the launch of Kampungku Sehat program in Pontian, Johor. Nomination for the Tanjung Piai by-election is on the 2nd of November and polling day is on the 16th of November. Residents of 50 houses in Kampung Teras, Ijo, Batu Kurau are advised to move out to avoid the risk of landslides. Perak Menteri Besar Dato' Sri Ahmad Faizal Azumu said the residential area was exposed to soil movements, especially during the current rainy season.
Selagi kita belum dapat membuat kajian sepenuhnya tentang keselamatan rumah-rumah ini, kami ingin menasihatkan kepada mereka untuk juga berpindah. Bagi pihak kerajaan negeri, kita akan mencari jalan bagaimana untuk memudah cara dan membantu mereka-mereka ini dalam apa juga cara sekalipun.
Dato' Sri Ahmad Faisal was met after visiting the landslide area in Kampung Teras yesterday, which killed a senior citizen after his home was hit by landslide. He also advised road users not to use the Jalan Rantau Panjang Lata Tinggi in the village that had collapsed yesterday. Meanwhile, Perak Public Works Department Director Roslan Ghani said this department detected soil movement in the area since a few days ago due to the frequent rain in the area. He said the process to repair the road was expected to take 3 months to be completed. 15 people, including 9 children from the Kemas Community Development Department kindergarten, were injured after a van collided with a cement truck at Simpang 4 Seberang Perai in Pulau Pinang. Now, Pulau Pinang Fire and Rescue Department said the accident occurred in front of the Simpang 4 police station at 9:41 a.m. today. Fire and Rescue Department officer Nafis Afif Abdullah said the victims, 6 adults and 9 children, sustained minor injuries and were sent to hospital. The lorry driver, who was initially trapped in his vehicle, was finally extricated at about 11 a.m. this morning. The cause of accident is still under investigation. Police have appealed to members of the public who witnessed the accident to come forward to help with the investigation. The injured were sent to Seberang Jaya Hospital for treatment.
Salam sejahtera, saya Gobind Singh Dio, Ahli Parlimen Puchong, Menteri Komunikasi dan Multimedia Malaysia. Saya ingin mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucapkan kepada semua yang meraihkannya di Malaysia, selamat Hari Deepawali. Deepawali non-vertical.
Coming up next, Pharma aims 400,000 tons of crops via contract farming. That story coming up next. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Federal Agricultural Marketing Authority of Pharma is targeting to produce 400,000 metric tons of food crops worth 800 million ringgit this year from its contract farming program. Now, Pharma Director General Zainal Abidin Yang Razali said that as of September this year, a total of 226,677 metric tons of crops valued at 438 million ringgit from 5,191 contract farmers were produced. According to Zainal Abidin, various efforts were made to increase production and supply to all Pharma retail outlets, including direct sales from Pharma, Peduli Rakyat Bazaar, My Best Buy program, Agro Bazaar Kedai Rakyat and farmers markets nationwide.
Kaedah ini akan membolehkan peserta-peserta itu menjual terus kepada pengguna bagi membolehkan mereka mendapat harga yang lebih baik dan juga boleh menawarkan harga yang lebih rendah kepada pengguna di sekitar 5 hingga 30% berbanding dengan harga pasaran.
Speaking in a press conference after witnessing the signing of the sale and purchase agreement of contract farms involving 4 contract farmers from Kuala Kangsar in Kampung Talang Hilir, Perak today, he added there were 764 farmers markets involving 31,357 participants operating nationwide with a sales value of 655 million ringgit. For the first 9 months of this year, Zainal Abidin said Pharma was also aiming to add 25 more farmers markets nationwide this year, and as of September, a total of 18 new farmers markets had been operational. He added that there were 41 farmers markets in Perak with sales valued at 25.5 million ringgit during the first 9 months of the year. The Malacca State Government is urging eligible civil servants in the state to apply for the Malaysia Civil Servants Housing Program, or PPAM. Now, Chief Minister Adli Zahari said PPAM is one of the initiatives of the federal and state governments to help civil servants to own a house.
Kita minta supaya di kalangan penjawat awam ini kita menyediakan rumah ini dan kita harap mereka dapat memiliki rumah dengan harga yang berpatutan. Jadi memang kita agak galakkan supaya penjawat awam ambil kesempatan ini dengan projek perumahan yang kita sediakan.
The Chief Minister was speaking after the Malaysia Civil Servants Housing Program groundbreaking ceremony in Bemban, Melaka. To date, 7 PPAMs were built in Melaka, with 4 of them being fully occupied. Now, the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia views seriously the issue of the hacking of the University Malaya, or UM online payment portal, which resulted in some personal data of UM personnel being leaked onto the internet on Thursday. Now, Deputy Minister Edin Shazli Sith today said the ministry would work with the Royal Malaysian Police and Personal Data Protection Department to scrutinize the case.
Ini perkara yang perlu dilakukan secara berhati-hati Kerana kalau kita tersilap untuk menangani isu ini, keadaan mungkin akan jadi lebih berat dan tidak terkawal. Saya Pak Yang Berhormat Menteri sendiri memandang serius keadaan ini dan saya yakin dan percaya di atas kerjasama semua pihak perkara ini akan dapat diselesaikan, dan di samping kita memikirkan apakah cara terbaik untuk kita memastikan supaya perkara yang sedemikian tidak akan berulang.
Edin Shazli said this when asked about a news report on the leakage of some personal data of UM personnel on the internet several hours after its online payment portal, or ePay, was hacked on Thursday. Commenting further, he said a society must be educated to ensure that the hacking of websites will not repeated in future. Earlier, Edin Shazli, who is also Kuala Pilah Member of Parliament, handed over items of need and cash vouchers of RM100 each to 60 recipients during the handing over of contributions in conjunction with the Deepavali celebrations in Kuala Pilah, Negeri Sembilan.